Java is very popular language among dev for creating backend applications, APIs. In this tutorial, we will see how we can create a Java CI/CD pipeline on Azure DevOps. So, welcome to our channel Tech on Target. In there are major components involved are the Azure DevOps suite, in which we have Azure repository, as in VCS, where our source code of Java is stored. Then we have Azure pipeline, on which some tasks are run. Then our destination, Azure Web. Let's see this component in detail. As you see, when you do software development, you require some kind of VCS like GitHub, Bitbucket is there. Same your repository work, you can raise PR, do commits, all the Git operations are supported here. So you will start with the Git Azure repository, you will commit here, or you will raise any pull request. Whenever the developer is raising this pull request or doing commit, then a trigger will occur, and this trigger will initialize this pipeline. And in this pipeline, there are multiple steps, like we can differentiate them into the some testing steps, like the code you have written, it is valid or not. Some kind of checks like SAST. SAST is for implementing SAST, we can use SonarQube. SCA, we can use the Trivi. These testing techniques like SAST, SCA, and DAST, I have explained in my other video, so I'm not going in detail in this video. I will share the links in the description for this kind of testing in your CI/CD pipeline. You can refer that video for more details. So for now, you can consider whenever the pipeline, it has some component like testing component before build, then your application is getting built. In today's video, we are talking about the Java. So Maven is the build tool we use for the Java. And then when our artifact is ready, in case of Java, it's a jar file that we can deploy. We use the deploy step that will deploy into your destination, and destination is our Azure Web App. How this whole structure will look like, we will see in pipeline wise. It is our pipeline which we have written for our Java application. First, we have this trigger stage, like whenever it will trigger, it will trigger only when branch code review has some commits over it. But the commits should, if commits involve of this file, Azure pipeline.yaml file, like this commit has some changes in this file, that it will execute, because it is our DevOps file, not developer file. We have planned or created this pipeline for developer only. So whenever developer is pushing or committing, releasing PR, then only our pipeline should run. Then we are using some system variables to define the name of the custom build. Then next section after trigger is variables. We are defining a global variables which can be used in any stage or anywhere in the pipeline. Like agent, we are using the Ubuntu latest. Ubuntu latest currently is Ubuntu 24.04. This pipeline is running currently on my system, like my setup is Ubuntu 24.04. Then we have stages, as we are doing creating the multiple stages in this pipeline. Let's see first stage. First stage is the build stage. Then in that what the name, when the pipeline done, what name that look like, that is build stage. Then we are defining some variables which are part of this stages only. Means if there are multiple stages in this pipeline, those pipeline can't use this particular variables. So They are some variables. Uh, in Azure, we have a library. Under that, we store the credits. Here, our you can see that group is here, and under that group you can see db credit group we are calling. In that variable groups we can have multiple variables like db host, db url or username, password, etc. Then some variables which are declaring in the pipeline itself. They are not sensitive as db credits are sensitive, so we are saving in the variables groups only. Then we are defining here the copy artifact, what artifact you have to copy. I'm saying it that in the target folder you have lookout, and under the target you will have the jar file. Sonar credits, some like here the credits are stored in this variable. Sonar credits are stored in different group. Then we have project name. Project name is going to be used for the what we can say particular sonar cube only. Let's see these jobs. Then under this stage we have defined the job. This is our build job which will use this agent image. Under that we have first task, it's the git leaks. In the diagram which we have discussed, SAST STA we discussed, but cred scan step we have not discussed. So you can add cred scan here also. So it will comes here inside that something here. So leave it as it is. Okay. Then what it's doing, like it check for you have mentioned some API key, SSH key, anything that you have mentioned. It will look out for it, and if it is there, it will throw you the exception. Currently, that's okay. Let's move to next. We have Sonar Cube. Sonar Cube in Azure pipeline. Either it's Java or different language. First, you configure the Azure pipeline, like pipeline for SonarQube. Like this task, SonarQube prepare. It displaying this by name of configure SonarQube. Inputs I'm giving SonarQube service connection via name of SonarQube. You can make any name. What it consists of? It consists of your URL or IP of your SonarQube, its username and token. Then mode, some properties are there. Properties means project key. If I go just above, here you can see we have project name. That project name means this my repository is available, or its reports can be seen in this SonarQube via unique project name. That's project name we are referring here. Plus, with respect to that project name, we should define a key, and this is the key for that project. Like if this key is matched, then only reports can be pushed or published to SonarQube. So we can move to the next one. If we summarize till now what we have done, then we move to the next one. We have the Azure repository as a source code repository where developer is doing commit or raising pull request, and then whenever it is they are doing that, trigger is running, which is triggering the Azure pipeline. Azure pipeline have some steps, like when it will get trigger on which branch of basis, and which path it should exclude. Then first test is happening, cred scan, then SAST SCA. Here SCA is not involved, but SAST is there. SAST is the SonarQube. There are more tools which we can use for SAST, but SonarQube is mostly used. Then we have Maven step. What is Maven? In Maven step we are telling him like we are giving the location of the POM file. JUnit test we are not doing. code coverage tool options. We are using Jacoco for code coverage, publishing the code coverage. JDK version, on what Java version we have created this application, and on what Java version we should build this application is 17. Maven version option is default. Most of them it takes the latest one. Maven authentication is false, then effective bounce is also false. SonarQube analysis is run true, means whenever you do the Maven build, SonarQube analysis will run. That's the Maven task for you. Then we have, after this got success, we have a report. That report will get published to the SonarQube via this step. Then we have copy artifact step. Like when it's getting built, we have build directory. From that build directory, we are copying the artifact. You have already seen that it is look for the under target folder, look for the jar file, and that jar file it upload to the target folder. Then we have publish artifact in drop. It will create a folder via name of drop. Under that it will upload the jar file. Then we have the next stage. In the next stage, we have via name of UAT. It should be deploy UAT. So it will display as a name of deploy in UAT. Then it will always depend upon the our stage. It will not run independently of that. If first stage is failed, it will never run. Then we have some condition over here. This is the condition. What this condition is saying, if the build is coming from the UAT branch, then only it should run. Otherwise, this particular stage will be skipped. So only build will happen, deploy will not happen on any other branch. It will make the system consistent. Like you don't have to worry about that. Like your environment, it will ensuring that your UAT environment always have the source code from the UAT branch. It will never going to be taken the source from code from the feature or another branch. Then we have jobs, and that we declare the deployment. It's using the deployment to UAT environment that just display name. Some set of variables they have defined or they declared. Then we have pool. On the pool we are calling the global variables. Environment is UAT. Environment is very useful in the Azure DevOps. Like when the commit come from the UAT branch, this particular stage will or a particular stage will be run. But unless some provers which we define in that environment they approved, this stage will not this stage will be triggered but not run. Once the persons or persons as per the policy you set up on the Azure DevOps, so that particular stage will be run only after the approval. Then first we have environment, then strategies. Under that we are downloading the artifact, then which we have generated in the previous stage. Then we have the Azure RM deployment, which is used to deploy on the Azure app. Collection type is Azure RM. Then we have app type, and Azure subscription. We mentioned in front of that we mentioned the service connection. I have made the service connection by a name of SP. Then it's taking the web app name. To look out the web app, it's required the resource group name. As you know, if you're working on the Azure, everything is bound with the resource group. Each and every most of, I think 99% component are created after the creation of the resource group. They are associated with any of the resource group. Then this is the package. We have to find this package. This is the jar file. So when this step will run, you will see once it gets succeeded, you can see the logs on the Azure App Services that your deployment is done. This is our second video on the Azure DevOps. We have already our first video, Android CI/CD with Azure DevOps. In that video, we are deploying a Android project plus building plus deploying the Android project on the Google Play Store. So hope you like the video. If you require more video on more technologies, more what we can say different languages or different programming platform, please write to us in the comment. Thank you.